Bow your heads for opening prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this wonderful evening. Thank you, Lord, for that we got to this point, Lord. Thank you for all you help us for, Lord. Please be with us as we go through this graduation, Lord. Thank you for everything you do. Amen.
For our 8th grade class verse, we chose escalations, or not, I guess, 4, 9, and 10, which says, 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble.
We chose this verse because from the start, we knew that we wanted our class verse to have something to do with teamwork, because although we might not agree most of the time, if one of us is going through something, there will always be another person to help them. During the choosing of this verse, I had everyone flip through Bibles looking for a verse that would fit with our class. I turned down the ones I thought were basic or overused and wanted to go with one that would fit and be well known but not overrated. This verse is equally important as it is unique. It shows the importance of not always being a loner or antisocial and always having someone to trust and take care of you. Someone to have by your side no matter what you go through. And that's something I see in this class, that no matter how hard a situation is or how heavy a burden is, there will always be someone to help.
In more than one way, the act of graduating is considered a happy thing. The very thought of moving from one grade to the next can give a person a feeling of accomplishment, pride, and excitement. It gives the person time to reflect and think of everything that brought them to the very moment they would graduate. It tells them that despite everything they have done, all the things they wish they could have undone or unsaid, they have made it here. And that is generally considered a happy thing. And yet, every time I think about graduation and moving into high school, I can only wish that I could do it all over again. Not to fix my mistakes or change everything that I had done, but just because I consider these people some of my closest friends, and I wish that I could go through this with them again. Some of these people have been with me since the very beginning, way back when I was just in kindergarten. Others have joined in later, even some arriving just a year ago. But despite the fact that some have been with me longer than others, I still value each and every one of my fellow classmates very much. Each and every one of them have made this year memorable. A lot of people tend to say that it is not about the destination, but the journey to get there. For several years, I have disagreed with this statement. For me, it was always about the destination. I wanted the journey to be over so that wherever we were going would come quicker. And yet, here we are. We have arrived at the destination. We are now graduating and moving into high school. It is only now that I've learned to truly appreciate the journey to get to this point. And I can confidently say that the things that have made this journey so memorable and amazing are the people who have gone on it with me. It seems that a lot of people have learned to love only those who love them as well. It's very easy to form friend groups with some people and leave out other people. But I felt that it is different with my classmates. We have a deeper and more personal connection than most with their classmates. I could honestly say something that I admire and want from each and every one of my friends. Joa, you have a happiness that is hard to find. Anytime I'm having a bad day, you honestly can cheer me up almost instantly. Happiness is contagious, and I do believe that Joa one day will be the cause of the second worldwide pandemic to happen this decade. I can honestly say that I want Joa's happiness. John and Riley have one of the strongest friendships that I've ever seen between two people. I've seen them stay friends and grow their friendship since the beginning of the school year. Even though they have had disagreements, that does not stop them from staying the great friends that they are. They are also great friends to others. When Eli first came here, they were among the first to welcome him to the school. If I had to pick one thing I wanted that they have, it would be their friendship. They're the kinds of friends that I want to be. Gavin has a deep love for animals. Gavin is somewhat of a reptile expert and has helped us with many questions over the months that we have taken him to school. If ever we need to know something about a snake or a lizard, we could always come to Gavin. For a while, we had a lizard that was named Angel. Anytime Angel was doing something we wanted to fix or thought was wrong, we would come to Gavin. I admire and envy the love that Gavin has for animals. One thing that I admire about Caleb is his intelligence and his ability to work hard. He has always been one of the hardest working students in the class. He was nearly always one of the first people to get all of their homework done, but he never just rushed through it. He worked hard and succeeded because of it. Caleb also doesn't give a half effort or just barely enough, but he is willing to go above and beyond. I truly admire his diligence in working. Zeke has an amazing personality. He is such a great person to talk to and to be around. He can always make me laugh and joke around with me. He has been one of my friends since kindergarten and has always been a funny person. I admire his humor and his personality. Sam has an amazing willingness to help others. He is able to see jobs and just get it done. Before he is asked, he is willing to do the jobs. He doesn't complain about it or do it to gain something, but he has a great willingness to help. And even beyond that, I admire his readiness to do jobs, even without being asked. Lucas has a great adaptability. He's ready to roll with the punches. He has an ability to adapt to whatever situation he may be in. He has a level-headed attitude and is calm in pretty much all situations. I don't think I've ever seen him be thrown into a situation where he panicked. I admire his level-headedness and calmness. Ronnie is very thoughtful and brings things that she shares and gives. All throughout this year, she has brought things from Ms. Schneider and for the class. She has always thought of her friends and teachers and has given them thoughtful gifts. I admire her thoughtfulness toward her friends. The friend who has helped me and made this journey the most memorable is God. Even though we may go our separate ways, God will always be with us wherever we go. He is right there to support and uplift us. Cling to God, and He will cling to you. God is the best friend that we could ever have. I promise you that if God is your closest friend, you will make it far in life. But now, at this current graduation, I ask that you would cling closely to God as you go into high school. May God be with you all as you go through this current life.
I would like to introduce our speaker for the night. He has helped us in many different ways, from helping us grow spiritually and enhancing our relationship with God, to helping us with problems in our lives. He never hesitates to come play a game or to just have a conversation. He's a good role model for Christianity, and we are all glad to have him as a pastor. Thank you for coming to speak for us, Pastor Matthew.
So I don't have a kid here, but after all the things I've heard, it's easy to get a little bit emotional, even within my heart. I'm going to be facing primarily this way because that's who I'm going to be talking to today, you all. So I hope you all forgive me, but I want to face like this. So I occasionally will look this way, but primarily over here. This 8th grade class has a special place in my heart because this is the first 8th grade class that I had the opportunity to be with from day one of the school year all the way up until now. Previous 8th grade classes, like the one last year, I had a great opportunity, but after they graduated, I told myself, I wish I could have spent more time with them. And this is the first class that I had that chance. And as I put this together, I couldn't help but just think about all the good times that I've had with you all, at least in my perception. I think of the basketball games we've had. I think of us playing Nerf Wars together. I think of even the times that we would poke at each other. I think of the times where we played video games together. But most of all, the things that really impacted me the most, it isn't the games, it isn't even the jokes and the laughing. It's genuinely all the times I've had just being with you all as a group. I could honestly say that every time I drove into the parking lot here at JAMS and I knew that I was going to spend time with you all, even if it was for a recess, like just that, every single time I didn't feel like I had to be here. I wanted to be here. And I looked forward to spending time with you all. Every single time. There's not one time that I didn't want to. So I just want you all to know that. I know all those that are here today, you are not here for me. So I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it short. I know we want to see the pictures. We want to see the slides. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you all four life lessons that I pray that you all could take to heart and apply it to your life. And before I do that, let's have a word of prayer, and then I'll just get into it. Our Father in heaven, Lord, I want to thank you so much for the 8th grade class here today. Lord, you bring teachers and pastors and parents to this school to influence the 8th graders. But Father in heaven, Lord, I think I speak for a lot of people. The 8th graders have also taught us. And I am so thankful, Lord, for the privilege and the opportunity that I've had just to be in their presence and to call them friends. So, Lord, please be with them and be with me as I share these few principles that they could apply in their life. In your precious name, amen. So, guys, first and foremost, everyone, can we give them a round of applause? As this chapter in your life comes to a close, there is another chapter that's about to begin. And even though it may seem a little scary, it may seem a little daunting, I just want to tell you from experience, even though the next chapter that we call high school is an unknown, there's a lot of beauty there. There's a lot of discovery. There's a lot of potential. And I want you all to have that perception as you go through the summer onto this new chapter. Just as in Scripture in Joshua, God's people, they stood at the Jordan, and the promised land was right across. They stood there anticipating this next phase. I want you all to have the same promise in mind that they had, which is found in Joshua 1:9. It says, "Be strong and courageous, and do not be afraid, and do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So it doesn't matter what school you go to. It doesn't matter even if you don't see us in the future. Even if you go to another state, to another country, hypothetically speaking, Jesus is there with you every step of the way. So with that being said, these are the 4 principles. Can you all put up a 4? That's the pastor in me coming out. 4 principles that I want you all to keep in mind as you go forward. So the first one is embrace growth. Embrace growth. And what I mean by that is, as you go into high school, it is the end of 8th grade, but it is the start to this new phase. And in this phase, you have an opportunity to grow, you have an opportunity to learn, you have an opportunity to discover new things about yourself. And as you enter high school, I encourage you to seek out challenges with courage and a willingness to learn, and to even be willing to fail. Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to step into the unknown. As you enter this new phase, be willing to grow. And I want you to remember that every single experience that you go through, God can use that to shape you and mold you into the person that He wants you to be. So if that means joining a club at school, then do that. If that means joining a sport team and you're intimidated because you don't know if you're going to be good, doesn't matter, do it. God can use every single thing to help you become the man and the woman that He wants you to be. So don't be scared to grow, and don't be scared to explore. The second thing is stay kind. Stay kind. There's a quote I'm sure you've heard. I've heard it plenty of times. And I have learned as I've gotten older that it's very true. And the quote is this: You won't remember what people tell you, but you will remember how they make you feel. It's very true. It is very, very true. You know, you will learn as you get older, and some of us could attest to it, that our memory is not as good as we claim. It's not. And the older you get, you start to realize, where is it going? But the one thing that we always remember is how people made us feel. And when I think of you all, I don't remember the first time that I talked with you, Zeke. I don't remember the first time that I laughed with Colton. I don't remember the first time that I dropped 30 points on Sam. I don't remember these things, but I know that I did them, right? Sam smiles. I don't remember a lot of the events. I don't remember that. But what I do remember is that when I spent time with you all, I felt good. And I felt joy. And I wanted to see you all. And I encourage you all to stay kind. And as you enter this new school, don't change. You all are some of the kindest people that I know. And when I think of my first year coming to Joshua, the experience I had with you all is I was so impressed with your class, which was a 7th grade class. I was like, wow, they're so kind to me. So stay kind. And don't become cruel. Don't become cold. Don't become a bully. Don't find faults in people in your classes. Be the person that is a fountain of life. And that when people talk to you, they are refreshed in your presence. Because that will go a long, long way. The third thing that I want to tell you is be a light wherever you go. As children of God, every single one of you has gifts. Every single one of you. And I want you all to be conscious of that. Be aware of your gifts and your talents and your passions. And when you go to high school, use them to make your high school a better place. Keep in mind, Jesus says, you are the light of the world. So in a world that's broken and there's full of strife and there's full of anger and there's full of tension, don't just curse the darkness, but be a light. You all do not underestimate the goodness and the power and the love that God could use even through you. Don't underestimate it. Because I'm telling you, as a pastor here, you all have done so much good to me that I would be lying if I said you cannot do that to other people. So be a light, because that's what you are. And the last thing that I want to say is stay with Jesus. Stay with Jesus. The bitter truth about life is, yes, as life goes on, there are a lot of joys, but there is a lot of pain, and there's a lot of hurt, and there's time for doubt, and there's time for questions. And I'm not talking to people here that have only experienced joy. Some of you have drinking from the bitter cup of pain, and I'm well aware of that. And what I just want you to know that it's not if doubt will come. It's not if pain will come. It is going to come. It will come. Hardship will come. Heartbreak will come. Betrayal will come. But when the storm comes, don't leave Jesus. God could handle your pain. God could handle your tension. God could handle your questions. God could handle your doubts. God could handle your anger. He's big enough. Don't leave him. Don't leave him. Struggle with Jesus. Cry with Jesus. And stay with him in the good and stay with him in the bad. Because God has a love for you that surpasses any love that anyone in this room could ever have towards you. And as life goes on, when people fail you, which they will, and God forbid if we at the church or any church you attend, if any of us ever fail you, I pray that you always remember that people are faulty, but God is not. And don't confuse us dropping the ball with God dropping the ball in your life. So don't let go of Jesus. So as you step forward, trust in Jesus and believe in his promises, and remember that your value and worth is in him. Your value and your beauty isn't tied to your likes. It isn't tied to your shares. It isn't tied if you have 1,000+ followers. It isn't. Don't ever let anyone ever tell you that you are not enough. Every single one of you are valuable and important. And every single one of you have made an impact to me and everyone in this room. You are enough. And don't ever lose sight of that. So we are thankful here at JAMS, here at JoshuaSDA. We are thankful that we've had the opportunity to be part of this chapter in your life. I personally am thankful for the last year and a half that I've had to be with you all. I really am, and I am thankful that Jesus sent me here. Yeah, there's other 8th graders across the country or Texas that I could have been with, but I am thankful to be with you all. I really, really am. And as you enter this new chapter, I pray that it's filled with growth, it's filled with joy, it's filled with purpose as you walk in his footsteps. And if you ever need me, if you ever need us here at the church, I'm only a phone call away, and we will be there for you. Thank you.
It is that time of the program where we say thank you to those people who got the kids here. I'm moving past a lot of it here so that it'll be ready for the next spot. So everybody take a look at where everyone's sitting, because the lights are going to go out in a moment. We know that all of you out here have made a difference in their life, their education, and we appreciate that. And so they're going to take a minute. And if you didn't get mentioned much, please understand that this is a parent tribute. And I really threatened them that they needed to honor their parents and their immediate family members. And so, aunties and uncles and everybody, you mean something as well. So don't forget that. Let's begin.
Zeke Bourne, that's you. My dad and my mom were so easy to communicate with, and if I had a bad day, would go to one of them and tell them about it. It would make me feel 10 times better. My mom was good at handling me and my sister and my 2 older brothers, and I really love her so much. Her and my dad are some of my role models. They really talked me through things, and they taught me how to treat people with respect, no matter what. Simply as saying, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. They spend time with me and love me. Thank you, Zeddy, for everything you do for me. Thank you, Belle, for being the annoying, loving sister that you are. Thank you, Miguel, for being there for me when I needed you and also playing the game with me all the time. My favorite memory with my dad was probably when I went fishing with him. We were there for a little while, trying to catch fish. But when we caught one, he let me hold it. I was so excited that we finally caught a fish, and I was going to keep it just to find out. He ate his eyeballs raw and cut it in half. A memory that I have with my mom was about her making tater tots. Every morning, I would hope that she made tater tots, and if she didn't, I would be grumpy. But even if she didn't make them, there was always something good to eat. Another memory I have of my mom is she would wake up early on Sabbath morning and start cooking getting dressed, and she would play this loud, super loud gospel music, and she'd bang the pots and pans just to wake us up. And it always worked. And then on Saturday nights, we would watch this cooking show that came on around 11 p.m. My brother, Miguel, I remember the first time I ever shot a basketball. You were there teaching me how to do it and how to have best form. I was there practicing, doing my best, but I couldn't shoot it over the rim. But he was so patient with me and helped me gain the confidence I needed. One day, I came onto court with him and his college friends, and that's when I made my first basket. For my best sister ever, Belle, I remember me and her in the summer. We were always home alone, and we would make nachos or whatever we had in the fridge. We would watch Garfield or this Chicken Run ripoff, and we would go late at night. We would sneak into the kitchen, and we'd sneak snacks and bring it back to our rooms and watch something on TV. Or I remember the day when she chased me around with the kitchen knife because I was playing a video game all day and I wouldn't let her have the TV. Another memory that will never leave me is when she painted me in the apartment and oh, Belle. She painted me all over my body. Luckily, I had underwear at the time. My favorite memory of Zeddy was when he took me to California, took the whole family out to California. That was my first time going on an airplane, and it was the best time of my life. I felt so free. It was sunny and windy, the perfect weather. Another memory I have had with Zeddy was that every Sunday, me, my sister, and my mom, we would go early in the morning for some donuts and codidas, that. And another thing about Zeddy is that he likes to see me annoyed, and he'll do anything for me to make him laugh.
Caleb Couch. Mom and Dad, I would like to start off by thanking both of you for the hard work and sacrifice that you have both given to me to the point in my life that I am at today. Can't imagine how difficult it is to raise a kid, and I am truly thankful for all that you have given me. Dad, from an early age, you always treated me with respect. You always made time for me and Ryler. You're very hardworking, very knowledgeable in many aspects, from wiring a house, rebuilding an engine, or even cooking. You showed me what it meant to be a man of substance and taught me to always do my best in whatever I do, and for that I am truly grateful. You are honest to the point of bluntness and never afraid to say what needs to be said. I respect your courage and understand your struggles. Your house was always a place of refuge I could use to take a step back from things and look at them from another perspective. Some of my earliest memories are with you and Ryler. You taking us to go ride motorcycles, blasting music in the truck. You took us to Supercross to watch the races, and you also introduced us to the beautiful world of mountain biking. You took us on multiple summer trips to Angel Fire and Bentonville. You sacrificed things to support our love of mountain biking and pushed me to go riding and to do better. And although I didn't always want to go, I was always glad I went in the end. I often enjoy you taking us on little trips to go look at motorcycles, and I appreciate that you support my interest. And although I may not always express it, I love you dearly, and I am proud to be your son. Mom, As long as I can remember, you have always worked hard to make me a well-rounded individual. From exposing me to travel and to helping me learn an instrument, you love to work to set me up for the future. You taught me, or at least tried to teach me how to eat healthy, and some of my most vivid memories from my childhood are going on mission trips with you. I appreciate you exposing me to other cultures and helping me learn that there is more to this world than just us. On top of that, you always made a point to bring God into my life. From taking us to Sabbath school and church to praying at home. You always made sure that I knew there was a God and that I knew that no matter what, he would be there for me even when no one else was. I am also glad that you helped me spend time with my grandmother during her late years. I also appreciate the way that you raised me. The attributes, I attribute many of the views that I have now to the way that I was brought up in my early years. You were stern when you needed to be, and soft and loving when you needed to be. You made sure that I didn't turn out to be a spoiled brat that was used to getting everything they wanted. And for that, I'm thankful. All in all, I know that I don't often show it, but I do love you. And I'm very grateful for all that you have done for me. Lastly, and 5 inches taller, I would like to thank my brother for always being there for me no matter what. From our loud and rowdy adventures to our quiet, melancholic talks, I have shared my hardships, my happiness with you, and you've been there for me through it all. I love you more than you may ever know, and I thank you for all that you have done for me.
Joa Araza. All the days I have been alive, my world has been built by my mother and sister. My mom is a brave, proud woman, but she always makes me kill the bugs. One thing my mom is good at is getting a message through. If she wants you to do something, she will make it known. She is the kind of mother to give me the last piece of cake, even though she wanted it for herself. She does so many things for me and my siblings so we can have a nice house and all the things we need and some things we want. She really cares for us and is always cool. Another thing about my mom is she always shows mercy. I have done some really stupid things. She is always quick to forgive me. Now I know that she was right. Even while taking care of our necessities, she finds time to do special things for us. For instance, when there is the occasional trip to Chili's, where we can see my brother who works there. She saved up to buy me a computer so I can do my homework. My mom remembers Three Kings Day, where every time I get a new Lego set. Mom is always trying to teach me things. She keeps reminding me she won't be here forever, so I better learn now. Mom really tries to help me to grow up and to be a young adult. She has taught me to clean, care for my brothers, and be the man of the house. She's taught me how to cook, mostly pasta, and how to make the best coffee. I think that is so I can make it for her when she's tired. One of my favorite memories with my family was our trip to Hawaii. The boys were little. We visited friends and did some big things around Honolulu. While we were in Hawaii, I was on the shore one day and a wave was coming in. I jumped in, the water slipped from under me, and I face planted in the sand. My sister keeps laughing at me about that. Another funny memory was my brother's first birthday. We were at Olive Garden, and after we sang happy birthday, Josiel grabbed a handful of coffee cake and shoved it into his mouth. At least that's the way I remember it. One of my favorite memories with my sister was when we would watch TV together. I still remember all those My Little Pony episodes you made me watch. I really enjoy hanging out with you now. I appreciate your encouragement for me to go out more. I would not have gone to most of the events I have without your encouragement. Thank you all for all of it.
John Anthony. At the moment, there's one major thought running around in my mind, and it is, how could I ever begin to think about how to summarize the sacrifices my parents have made for me to get me to the place I'm in now? And how could I ever put in all of it on one Google Doc? I feel like a lot of people my age today don't really pay attention to or have close relationships with their parents at all. But I couldn't be more grateful and appreciative that I was given the parents that I have. Writing this paper now, I realize that I haven't always really been grateful to the people who do so much for me. Mammy, thank you so much for being the person I feel like I can tell everything to, no matter what it is. Thank you for being a part of the most important memories of my life and contributing and supporting my choices throughout every step of life. Thank you for always working hard to make sure my birthdays are super special in every single way. Thank you for taking care of me when I suffer from the asthma you passed down to me. Thank you for letting us sleep in your bed when Pappy was gone to work and traumatizing younger me by locking me out of your room when he was there. Thank you for being the balancing force and the glue that holds our family together. Without you, I honestly don't know where our lives would be. Thank you so much for always giving the benefit of the doubt to anyone and everyone, no matter how bad the situation. Thank you for being the most overprotective helicopter mom ever in the entire universe. Even though I may complain about it, I thank you for always wanting to be involved with anything and everything I want to do and trying your best to make me believe you were enjoying it too. Thank you for being the funniest adult I've ever known and being one of the only people I can share a genuine laugh with. Thank you for being my first ever true best friend, even though you always tell me, I'm not here to be your mom, I'm here. I'm here to be your mom, not your bestie. Thank you for showing me how to kill someone with kindness and generosity, and for showing me how to live a life closer to Jesus. No matter how much we might disagree with each other, or how many times I might get mad at you, I genuinely couldn't imagine my life with any other mom but you. So I thank you and send my love and appreciation to you. P.S. I know you're probably crying right now, so I made sure there were tissues somewhere near you. Pappy, thank you so much for teaching me to suck it up, buttercup, and not to dwell on inconveniences that happen in life. Thank you so much for always being the loud parent whose stories are always super interesting. Thank you for teaching me to do things that most other kids don't know how to do. Things like changing the oil in a four-wheeler, breaking a horse and cleaning its hooves, changing the tires on an 18-wheeler, and how to put a trash bag in the right way. Thank you for always working extremely hard to provide for your family and making sure we have everything we need and things we want, even when you're not feeling well. Thank you for being the person I can always count on to give a lecture that's always fits every moment. Thank you for pushing me to want to pursue a career in law, which I would have forgotten about if you didn't always remind me that I said I wanted to be a judge at my kindergarten graduation. Thank you for teaching me to be a hard worker and to fight for the things I want in life. Thank you for teaching me that nothing is impossible if you have God, and for always having faith as strong and tough as steel. Thank you for watching so many horse movies that I can guess the plot of one just by reading the title. Thank you for being the funniest dad I've ever met in the world, even in your low moments. Thank you for always guiding me on the right spiritual path and having a wisdom almost as great as Solomon's. Thank you for always being a firm hand, but also being the most loving dad in the world. Thank you to my aunts. I'm saying it the English way because I'm convinced I'm going to say it wrong if I did it in Spanish, so I won't do it. Thank you to my aunts for being the funniest people ever and the best storytellers. Thank you to Frashi. Thank you for always being there in every moment for me when other people aren't. Kiara, thank you for being my twin, even though we are 15 years apart. DJ, thank you for always being the most peaceful and sweet person I've ever met. Gia, thank you for always being the cool older sister that I would tell everyone about, and for being someone I always looked up to. Giovanni, thank you for being my first friend, my day one, my for-lifer. Thank you for always being there, even when I don't want you to be there. Thank you for being the most annoying person on earth and teaching me patience. Thank you for all the times you let me drag you into the things I liked and was interested in, like when I had a Harry Potter phase and forced you to find out what Hogwarts houses you were in. Thank you for being the major person I can laugh and be myself around. Thank you, I love you, and you better put me in your parent tribute. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Thank you to my favorite cousin ever, Joa. They say that when you've been friends for 7 years, you guys are glued together forever. Well, seeing as we've been friends for 14 years, we are practically welded and bolted together. Thank you to my other cousins and to Ainoa, thank you, who isn't technically my cousin, but who is still super special to me. Thank you to Sam, Abigail, and Zeke, who welcomed me to JAMS. Riley, thank you for being the person I can ugly laugh with and ugly cry with. You're super duper special to me, and I hope you have a great time at whatever high school you go to, and always remember that you're amazing and beautiful no matter what anyone says. And thank you to Ms. Schneider. Thank you for being in my life, and hope God continues to bless you all like you all have blessed me.
Riley Ann. I couldn't thank my parents more. They are both truly amazing people and great parents. No matter how much we've been through, which we've been through more this past year than anything, my relationship with my dad has been really bumpy, but I couldn't ask for a better dad, even if I had the option. He's such a good father and amazing guy. He's taught me so many important lessons throughout my life, which I am so thankful for. When I first wanted to get into softball, I was more trying to spend more time with him than actually liking the sport. The first time we went outside and he showed me how to throw a ball, I remember being so excited to start something off with him, even if I couldn't throw the ball straight for my life. I loved it. Now I'm going into All-Stars for my 5th season, and he supported me every step of the way. Last year we didn't talk for a couple months, and for my birthday he had taken me to a really nice restaurant. It meant so much to me, because even though after not talking for a while, he still took me out for my birthday. I remember coming home that night crying because of how bad I felt, because I didn't think I deserved it. But he always lets me know that he'll be there for me no matter what, and that I'm always welcome in his house. I thank my dad for teaching me lessons that I couldn't learn better from anyone else. I pray that over the years that my dad and I grow closer to each other, but for now, thank you, Dad, for everything that you've done for me. My mom is my best friend. She means the world to me, and I know that for a fact that if I needed to talk to her about absolutely anything, I could. She understands me in a way nobody else in the world can understand. My mom and I started to get closer over the summer last year. I had gotten into a ton, all capitalized, trouble, and it was one of the lowest times of my life. I remember that night I had gotten into trouble. I couldn't stop crying no matter how hard I tried. But she had called me just to let me know that she still loved me, which meant so much to me at the moment because I really felt more alone than anything. I remember it making my heart drop, realizing how much I disappointed her and my family. My mom never lets me forget that she loves me, ever. She always lets me know when I look pretty. She always makes me laugh. There's never a time you're not smiling around her. She's the most caring, selfless, kindest woman I know. We've been through a lot together, but through all of that, it just brought us closer together. I think one of her biggest love languages is giving. She loves it. Every Christmas, she gets me and my siblings presents. We almost never get them on Christmas Day because she just can't help give them to us right away. She gets more excited than us sometimes. You can't help but love her. My mom means the most to me in this world, and her dedication as a mother truly knows no bounds. I think everyone should have a Nancy in their life. She really is a blast. She mastered being able to be my best friend and being the best mother I could ever ask for in one. Both of my parents together have made me into the person I am today, and words couldn't express how thankful I am to have both of them in my lives, even if they aren't together. Having divorced parents is no fun, because I love to know what it's like to have both of my parents together in a home. But that's not the life I was given, and I'm okay with it, because both of my parents together gave me great step-parents. Like Buddy, my stepdad. I've always looked up to him. I don't remember why I call him Buddy, but it was just one of those names that stuck. He's always been my buddy. Ever since I was a kid, I had this huge obsession with cats, which Buddy always hated cats since he was allergic. But this one time, I remember being outside with my friends, riding our bikes and doing whatever we used to do, and he called me home to this big cardboard box. I had no idea what was in it until I opened it, and it was a box filled with kittens. It was a while ago, so I'm not sure how I reacted, but I just know that it was the biggest smile on my face. I love those cats so much, I would come home with my arms covered in scratches and scars. Cats clearly didn't like me as much as I liked them, but I never cared. He always did awesome things like that for me, even though he even built me this 2-story tree house, which had to be the coolest thing ever at the time. Me and my little neighborhood friends would go play with our toys at the very top, and it was the funniest thing ever. He even built me this swing right under it with my name on it. I adored my buddy. He was never ever mean to me, and now as I've gotten older, I realize that these things are the ways in which he shows that he cares about me. And I know he cares about me. Our relationship is different now as the years have gone by, but I think I like it better now. I know I needed to talk about something. I know if I needed to talk about something, I could 100% talk to him about anything, and he would listen. He's really turned into such a good guy over the years, and I'm so lucky to have him as a stepdad. And for my stepmom, I have an amazing stepmom. Me and her had a real tough start, but as the years went by, we've gotten so much closer, which makes me so happy because we used to butt heads so much. She's such a caring person, and she's always been there for me when I needed her. With absolutely anything when I needed lunch for school, she would leave work and bring me lunch, and it was always small things. She really is such a sweet person, and I've really grown to love her as a person. She's always made sure I had people going to my birthday parties while I was growing up, and most of all, she's always made sure I had fun. I truly appreciate Chelsea so much for all she's done for me. I really am blessed to have such amazing parents. And for the people in my class that I grew up with, I might not have talked to everyone that much, but I have memories with everyone. Maybe more bad than good with some, but you guys really are fun and interesting people. So to all of my teachers, my friends, and my parents, I love you guys. Y'all really do mean the most to me.
Colton Harbor. It has been a long journey to get to this point, and I owe a lot of it, if not all of it, to my parents. I still remember when my parents worked double jobs to provide for us. We have always had what we needed, and I feel that that is thanks to my parents. My mom would work double jobs to provide for our family, and after a while, she quit her job to come home and take care of us. Unfortunately, my mom can rarely say no, so even after her job, she continues to help people. We would almost always come to food bank, even though we sometimes didn't want to care to help. Even though we sometimes didn't care to help people, that never stopped her from bringing us. Even now, she runs the food bank and is making the hour-long trip to Fort Worth to pick up food. She has kept on with this ministry even when she didn't want to. She is also super friendly and somehow able to remember everyone who comes to food bank. She is social and cannot leave any job unfinished. She's also great at subbing for the teachers on short notice. The ironic thing is that the days that she subs, we are usually later than we usually are. All jokes aside, she seriously is one of the hardest working people I know. With all that in mind, she is still able to make time for us. She has always been a great listener, willing to let us kids just talk to her. She is very real and gives us advice that we need. Not always the exact advice we want, but the advice we need. She has great faith and has almost never neglected to take us to church or bring us closer to God. She definitely has provided for us in every way that she can. Unfortunately, one of the ways she couldn't provide for us is with food from the garden. Sorry, I had to crack at least one joke about that. But in all seriousness, thank you, Mom, for making sacrifices for us and keeping us down the right track. My dad is a whole different story. He has been cheating at games as long as I can remember. He has gotten so good at it that you can barely even tell that he's cheating. I do want to thank him for not cheating at some games and giving us a pity win every now and again. But in all seriousness, I do want to thank Dad for all the games that he buys for us and he plays with us. I think that my father is responsible for teaching me the things that I should have already known myself. I owe a lot of my general knowledge to him. I want to thank him for being so patient with me, despite the fact that I should have known most of the stuff that he had to teach me. He still is patient and kind. He also is definitely where I get my nerdiness from. He has taught me all about the greatest video games and characters. I am thankful that he has, and now can confidently say that I can beat him at any game he chooses. But then again, it is hard for him to cheat while playing games on video. But in all seriousness, thank you for being there. He is definitely extroverted and has helped me to make friends and to be confident. He is just the extroverted person that I and my mother and brother need. Both of my parents have done an amazing job raising me. They really are my comfort zone. On the first day of school, they were the ones I wanted to see. All the way up until now, they have always been a safe place for me to go. Whenever I need to lean on someone, among other people, they were there. Even during times when I have messed up or fallen short, I have never felt unloved by them. They have both worked hard to provide for me and my siblings and have worked double jobs to provide for us. Thank you. Sorry. After school, my brother and I would go to daycare while my mom and dad worked. I can still remember the times when we had to stay late while we were waiting for mom or dad to arrive to pick us up. Even though I didn't know it at the time, they were working harder than ever to give us everything we needed. And even now, I can say that they are both working hard for the good of our family. Even though mom doesn't have a paying job, aren't children and the love the greatest payments of all? No, but thanks for putting up with us anyway. I love you both very much.
Ronnie Henderson. Dear Mom, thank you for everything that you have ever done for me in my whole entire life. You have helped me learn so many things about myself, about cooking, farming. I know that if I ever needed help with something around the house or clothing related, I come to you. You were the one that taught me how to sew, and soon I'm going to make a business from it. When I had pneumonia and was homesick and dying for a week, you took really good care of me. You gave me tea and forced me to drink it, and made me take medicine that tasted terrible. Since I couldn't really breathe, you put me in a tent and added a humidifier in front of the TV. Even though I missed out on Spirit Week, I still had fun dying with you in the house. Whenever I need a hug, I always say, "Do you need a hug?" to you, and you say, "No," then ask if I need a hug. I have no idea why I do that, but it's one of my favorite things when you're not frustrated. I think it was for my 8th or 9th birthday when we went out camping just for the birthday weekend. You got me one of the biggest and tastiest pink cupcakes I think I have ever seen. You helped me do one of the best things I could have discovered, baking. It has been one of my joys. And I love making things for you guys, like molasses and peanut butter cookies. You always help me with my homework when I don't want a lecture from Dad. And making sure I have all my stuff for projects. I am so grateful for you, Mom. I don't think you know how much. When you bought me my ukulele, I was so happy. I couldn't believe it. I know that I could piano, but I needed something else to do. It was fun while it lasted, though. I've done numerous dangerous things that I probably wasn't supposed to do, but I did. And when I felt bad about doing what I did, you either scolded me or comforted me. Now often you are the person I come and talk to just because I need someone. I am more grateful for you than anything in the world. Thank you for everything. Dear Dad, I can't begin to explain how much you have helped me throughout this year and the past, making me do mechanical things such as changing a battery in a dirt bike, helping replace tires, and putting your bike together. You made sure I knew what I was doing, even though most of the time I get annoyed. I love doing these things with you. They are my favorite memories. You people are killing me. Making what? Making challah. And making it the best we've ever made. When we start watching a funny series of movies, it takes forever, but it's so worth it to watch you ask me about it and tell me little facts about every movie. We've done 2 flip houses, but working on another. The amount of things I've learned with just those 2 houses that were in terrible condition is just uncountable. I've learned how to build a fence, how to caulk, put in a light switch, and so much more. I think I'm gonna hire Ronnie to come and work in my house. I will continue to learn things without getting annoyed. Your dad taught you to do these things, and now you are teaching me. Even though I never want to go to North Dakota and go haying every summer, I always end up having so much fun. I get to see cousins I haven't seen in a while or at all, and I always have fun cooking with Grandpa and napping with Grandpa. I absolutely love it when you take me for donuts or just somewhere to get something. Going on small trips or road trips is the best with you, not counting gas station stops for snacks. Just because you know so much, you can tell me almost anything about anywhere or tell me a story about some time in your life when you were there. You always try to make sure that I know what I'm looking at. If I ask a question during a trip or just a car ride, you will explain everything and make sure I know what you're talking about. I can never thank you enough for anything. You have been the person that is always there. You've been the guy that protects me whatever happens. If there's a snake, a rooster, anything. Thank you. Tayton, I admire you. You hang out with me, play catch, games, almost anything. I know that next year is gonna be fun.
Lucas Norris. Mom, I honestly wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. You've given me a lot that I can never fully thank you enough for giving me things I needed, take me places like Disney World, Universal, the Sea Family in Hawaii. You also took me to Denver, just me and you. You were there for me when my dog Sally died. You also helped me through my epilepsy. You were there for all of my appointments, taking me to events and letting me go to summer camps. You helped me with school projects and homework and always taking me to have fun. We watched movies together and laughed a lot. You took me to cooking classes and after-school programs. Thanks for everything you do for me. Dad, you're the best. You always took us camping. We went far and wide all over Texas ever since a young age, teaching me to make things, how to play baseball, helping me with my Mars project and schoolwork. I will never forget the time we played Super Mario 3D World together and when we played Disney Infinity. I wish we would play more games together, and I hope we do. Thank you for the times when you picked us up from school and took us to pizza and HTO. They were delicious. As I said, you're the best. I hope you remember that. Gigi, you always have great medical advice. Your dogs are always fun, but at times big and scary. You're always ready to pick us up from school if Mom or Dad could not. I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to work for you, even if I did it wrong or did not do a good job. You always gave me a chance to try again. You are so forgiving and fun. Thanks for everything. Grandma, it is a joy to see you almost every weekend, to go to your house and have a wonderful time with you and my brothers. We played board games and watched TV together. We worked in the garden. We walked by the lake. We would also drive the golf cart around the lake. It was always a joy to walk into your house and give you a great big hug as soon as we walked through the door. You mean a lot to me, and thanks for everything. Carter, you're an okay brother. You get mad too easy. We do have fun together sometimes, like the times we played baseball together outside in the backyard, or that one time we played Zelda. I hope we get to play together again sometime. Austin, you're fun and creative. Make lots of things out of boxes and stuff, but you always make a great brother. You like to play board games and make stuff with me, and I hope it never ends. My friends, I thank you for the wonderful time I had here at JAMS. It would not have been the same without you. I had a great time, and I hope to see you again in the future. I hope you all have fun over the summer break, and I hope I get to see you during the break. Thank you for all that you did for me. Teachers, I have learned so much from you in the past years that I have been here. I'm sad to go, but I do hope that one day I will see you again, remember what happened in this school, and we will laugh about it in the future. Thanks for the great time and for all the knowledge.
Gavin Robinson. Everyone has their moments as well as memories, especially in early childhood. In fact, I'm still in that childhood, and I have many more years ahead of me. Anyways, I think I'll start by telling one of my memories with my mom. Probably the most memorable thing and the earliest memory is when we went to Schlitterbahn in Galveston, Texas. Now, Schlitterbahn wasn't any normal water park. This is a place for special occasions, like my birthday, which was the best day for any kid, obviously. Schlitterbahn has 3 things that I loved: heights, water, and speedy rides. My favorite, and still my favorite, was the Wave River. Pretty much a lazy river that is 3 times the size of a normal lazy river, with each corner of the river having an opening with a powerful wave machine pushing everything to the next wave machine like 200 feet away. My mom was with me as I went, and she finally let go of the corner about to be swept away by the next wave. Me, I was like 4'8". It was a struggle to be headed ahead of the wave without drowning. And of course, I started drowning. My mom was only like 5 feet away, but there was a ton of people in her way to get to me. Pretty much when the wave came, it flipped me over on my blow-up raft. My mom knew it would happen and was prepared for how she would save me, but now how to catch up with me. Luckily, there was a man who saved me and swam back to my mom with me in his arms. The whole way back, my mom thanked him and talked to him. This was the first time I realized how much my mom worked to pursue me before I went under the water. She first off was in tears and then mad at me, and then was talking with the guy who had helped me for being clueless of what happened, didn't know what to do with the whole thing. So I just kind of sat there. So I thank my mom for her ability to let me go, as well as her rush to help me when I fall. My mom and I share an interest in tiny crafts, like literally it could be anything. I want to thank you for helping me to be more creative. I respect how easily it is that you come up with ideas that could solve small problems around the house or store or in the car. I thank you for teaching me all about the kitchen aids and tricks, like, for example, simply flipping pancakes, or how to separate a yolk from the egg white, or how to make pouring chicken broth from a can faster by poking a hole at the top of the can to let the trapped air out. I also thank you for helping me have fun in the kitchen. What I love most is that my mom loves reptiles and insects, especially tarantulas and snakes. She let me get my first snake when I asked one day, expecting nothing of it, and I actually got it. Thank you for Pretzel, Mom, and I'm glad you let me have her. All these skills I respect and hope to see more just like them. Thanks, Mom, for supporting my future actions and always finding an interest in what I want to do in the future. I have some interesting memories with my dad just as well. And one of those, when I lived in Austin, Texas. I was still pretty young, maybe 4 or 5. We all lived in an apartment complex on the top floor with concrete staircase leading to the apartment. My dad and I were going to get the mail or something, and Dad went down the stairs about 5 ahead of me. Me being easily distracted and clumsy, I discovered gravity as well as how hard and cold concrete is. I was basically rolling down the stairs, but not at all graceful. The only thing I cared about was safety and to knock down my dad and have him roll with me. Thankfully, my dad is firm and tall, so he caught me with his back. I ended up with, for some reason, no scars, just a few scrapes on my hands and legs and forehead. I enjoy the little things my dad tells me, like something to do with money I might want to know about in the future, like investing or good prices, or to recognize a scam caller from an important caller. I am glad he says he wants me to do anything I want to do and will try to support me. He may not always understand it, but he is there for me. My dad and I share a Marvel movie liking, so when it's been a boring week and a new movie is coming out, I can almost always count on him to take me. I enjoy that my dad is decent company to me to come outside and even get involved. Thank you, Dad, for putting up with my annoying behavior towards you, as well as competing with my sarcasm, even though he knows I'm kidding. He still tries to join in the joke. Thank you guys for supporting and just being my parents. Even though you aren't perfect, I couldn't find anyone better to be my parents than you guys.
Big Sam. To start, I would like to thank both my mom and dad for taking care of me and getting me to where I am today. I would not be here without y'all, so I thank you and I love you for that. As well as taking me on trips, shaping my character, giving me really good advice and knowledge. I admire my mom for many things, especially for giving birth to me. I'm proud to be called her son. She's a truly magnificent soul, and I've always admired her pure-hearted spirit. She has no hate for anyone. Even if people wrong her, she forgives and forgets, never holding a grudge for the person, and never tries to purposely do harm in any ways to others. Maybe it's because she doesn't like talking all that much, but she never makes enemies. Everywhere she goes, she seems happy, even though I know she doesn't always like being around a lot of people. To me, she makes the most pure woman on earth. She's guided by God and loves Him. We've had good times together, which is mostly all of the time. Your advice and knowledge is like gold to me. I treasure it and keep it always in my mind, my daily life. I also admire your truthfulness, honesty, and how punctual you are. You spoil me with your love. You never fail to cheer me up. I love you and will always love you. Thank you for everything. What I admire about my dad is that he's a hardworking individual and he's very good at making things. He knows a lot about everything. Well, it seems that way. I consider him a well-rounded person or a jack-of-all-trades kind of person. He motivates me to go to the gym and work out, and I do the same back. I have some of the funnest experiences with him, and I look up to him in most of what he does. Ever since I was little, I always enjoyed counting down the day when you would arrive. Once the day would come, we would go pick you up. We would wait at the gate you were supposed to come from, and eventually I would see you and run up and give you a hug. Then talk all the way back home. Your influence on my personality and behavior is great. You make an effort to help whoever you can. Even when people disrespect you or even hate you, all you do is smile and take it. All the fun memories I've had with you, all the late night drives we've had, listening to music, and arguing about random things with you. Thanks, buddy. I don't get to see you all that much, thus I treasure all the moments I get to spend with you when you're here. You always make the weeks you are here memorable, doing something every day, whether be going to Six Flags or just sitting around and talking about interesting topics. I truly love the time we spend together.
Aren't we proud of them? And I gotta say, just because this is my last opportunity to publicly do this, the person who teases me most about being old forgot 3 times that he gave me a rose and came back 3 more times. All right, we are so proud of you. We are at that point in our evening where we would like to invite Mr. Shepard up from Chisholm Trail Academy. And let's turn lights back on, please.
You got it, bro? I'm about ready to. Good evening. As Ms. Snyder said, I'm Patrick Shepard. I'm the vice principal and history teacher at Chisholm Trail Academy. Parents, I want to thank each of you for your commitment to and sacrifice for Adventist education. It is noticed and appreciated. To the class of 2023, all of us at CTA want to congratulate you on achieving this special milestone. We recognize the amount of time, hard work, and perseverance it took you and your parents to get you here tonight. I'm here this evening to present each of you with a scholarship award that can be applied to your tuition next year at CTA. So, I'll stop talking and we'll get to it. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize. In the amount of $200, Gavin Robinson. In the amount of $200, Ezekiel Bourne. For $200, Joao Arauzo. For $200, John Anthony Arauzo. For $200, Riley Fassell. For $200, Ronnie Henderson. For $200, Lucas Norris. For $300, Sam Zelaya Savion, sorry. For $400, Colton Harbor. And for $500, Caleb Couch. Again, I want to congratulate each of you and want you to know that whatever next year has in store, God has a plan for each of you. And it's our prayer at CTA that each of you follow His leading wherever it takes you. Thank you.
We would now like to invite up Mr. Nelson from Burton Academy.
Well, I guess it was about a month ago, came and picked you up and brought you for Academy Days. It's good to see you all again. You're about ready to start a new adventure in your life where you'll be in English class and learn paraprostokian phrases such as time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. And chemistry class, where you'll learn the formula for dihydrogen monoxide and learn that too much kills a person and not enough kills a person. Dihydrogen monoxide. Think about it. All right, we got some awards here. And guess I should keep this as short as possible so that we can get to the real reward of your academic career so far. So we have a valedictorian award, Caleb Couch, $500. Salutatorian award, Colton Harbor, $350. Achievement award, Sam Zelaya Sabion, $250. Achievement award, Ezekiel Bourne, $250. Joa Erazo, $250. John Anthony Erazo, $250. Riley Fussell, $250. Ronnie Henderson, $250. Lucas Norris, $250. And Gavin Robinson, $250. And let's see, I was given something to read. At Burton, we are excited to share a special opportunity for incoming freshmen made available by a generous donor who is offering a $1,500 scholarship to Burton Academy for the 2023-2024 school year, and this scholarship is also renewable when you return for the 2024-2025 school year. Wherever you choose to go, may God go with you.
There's a few extra people that we need to thank and make sure that we honor. Starting with Miss Alani and Timothy Stowell. We appreciate the fact that every year you come, you run the sound, you play the piano. Oh, she's right here and back there. They give of their time graciously. We also need to mention the pastors. They are not only pastors, they are friends. And we appreciate the time that they give to us. And so we have a nice gift card for Pastor Isaac and a box of Band-Aids for Pastor Matthew, who they've been shredding on the basketball court. Make sure he knows there's something in there. To Cooper and Colby, who graciously gave up their household so we could have a trip, and to David and Cynthia Harbor. So this is for Cooper and Colby. There and there. And we're giving you a Home Depot card for the repairs, but also to get new plants for around the pool area. You can replace what was damaged killing the snake. We lost a lot of interest in the pool. All right, guys, it's time. Are you ready? Go ahead and set your things down underneath your chair. Set them where you won't walk on them. Would the graduates please stand? Other side, baby. You know, I want to be on the other side. Okay. Starting with, so they've actually practiced walking towards you this direction. Perfect. The hard part is that we practice while everyone's at work. Fantastic. Ezekiel Bourne. Caleb Couch. Joadiel Erazo. John Anthony Erazo. We'll do it all at once. Riley Fussell. That way? Go that way? Colton Harbor. Ronnie Henderson. Lucas Norris. Gavin Robinson. Stephen Zelaya, soon to be Youngberg. Okay, everybody reach up. Move your tassel over. Help your neighbor find their tassel if they can't find it. The class of 2023.
Please stand for the benediction. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for leading us to this point in our lives and for all those that helped push us through the year. We wouldn't be who we are today without any help from anyone. God, please help us with this next chapter in our lives. Help us make good decisions and make sure we will always keep you there, no matter where we go. In your name we pray, amen. Please join us for the reception in the gym lobby.